Gabe Teran's Little Black Book, an Oxnard Confidential investigation. This is Eric Andrist. In Oxnard, they've gotten used to operating in the dark, comfortable with the people not asking questions, not demanding answers, not paying attention. But every shadow has a source, and I'm here to find the light switch. Let's see what they're hiding. Tonight I want to show you something that happened today, February 24th, 2026, in your city government. But to understand what happened today, you need to know what's been happening for months. Phil Molina is your elected city treasurer, not appointed, not hired, elected by you. He's supposed to be an independent financial watchdog, answerable to the voters, not to City Hall's permanent bureaucracy. Alex Nguyen doesn't like that arrangement. For months, Human Resources Director Steve Naveau has been running what a court-retained attorney calls an ongoing campaign of harassment against Molina, demanding he sit at his desk from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, threatening to dock his pay if he doesn't comply, and doing all of this in apparent defiance of a court order and a writ of mandate that Molina had to fight to obtain just to restore his basic rights as an elected official. In December, Molina's attorney, Andrew Kovner of Norman Dowler LLP, sent a letter to the city attorney's office. Here's what it said. Quote, "The latest salvo launched by the Human Resources Department against Mr. Molina threatens to reduce his compensation if he fails to remain in his office during the so-called core hours. Should the city actually follow through with this unauthorized attempt to control how, when, and where the city treasurer performs his statutory duties, the city will once again find itself in court for failure to comply with the court's orders and the writ of mandate." Close quote. A judge has already ruled. A writ of mandate has already been issued. And Steve Naveau, according to Molina's own attorney, keeps coming anyway. Remember that name, because Steve Naveau is about to reappear. Fast forward to this morning. Molina sends an email to his subscribers, the good people of Oxnard, as he calls them. People who signed up specifically to receive information from their elected treasurer. His list, his people, built openly, transparently, because Molina believes you have a right to hear from the official you elected. He raises a concern about a bi-weekly payment of $66,237 to Charles Schwab, your money, for a supplemental retirement program. He does the math. He sends it out. You can debate whether his framing tells the complete story, but what happens next has nothing to do with math. Steve Naveau, the same HR director whose harassment of Molina is already the subject of legal action, fires back a correction email, and then he does something very deliberate. He blind copies the entire city council. All of them, silently watching. And one of them doesn't stay silent. Gabe Teran, Mayor Pro Tem, District 2 council member, your representative up for re-election this November, sees his opening without any independent verification, without any apparent awareness or concern about the legal history between Naveau and Molina. He picks up Naveau's email like a loaded weapon and takes aim. Here's what Gabe writes. Listen carefully. Quote, "If Phil makes the choice to not share his now corrected information, I also have a version of his BCC list and would be happy to forward this email chain along in its entirety, minus the individuals who requested to be removed from his list, but he, for whatever reason, did not previously do so." Closed quote. Stop right there. Gabe Teran has a version of Phil Molina's private blind copy distribution list. The list Phil built. Phil's subscribers. The people who asked to hear from their elected treasurer. And Gabe is threatening to use it against Phil if Phil doesn't comply with his demand. I have one question for you, Councilmember Teran. How did you get that list? BCC means blind carbon copy. Those recipients are hidden by design. So either someone gave you that list, or you reconstructed it from forwarded emails, or it came to you through channels that have absolutely no business being used this way. And what you did with it isn't transparency. It isn't public service. It isn't protecting the good people of Oxnard from misinformation. It's a threat. Do what I want, or I will take your own network and turn it against you. Later that evening, when Molina doesn't respond fast enough to suit him, Teran follows through. He broadcasts to Molina's list himself, with his own editorial commentary, his own framing, his own political fingerprints all over another elected official's private communications infrastructure. Here's the difference between these two men. Molina built that list in public, on purpose, because he believes you have a right to hear from the official you elected. Gabe obtained it privately, through means he hasn't explained, and used it as a weapon behind closed doors. One of them thinks transparency is a value. The other thinks it's a vulnerability. There's a structural issue here that goes beyond one bad email. When Naveau says City Council is blind copied, that means a majority of your elected council is silently sitting on a thread about another elected official, while one of their colleagues uses that thread to run what looks like a coordinated operation against him. The Brown Act exists precisely to prevent this kind of back-channel coordination. Serial communications among a majority of the legislative body, even by email, even through intermediaries, can constitute an illegal meeting outside public view. Is that what happened here? I'm asking the question, and I'm asking the Ventura County District Attorney's Public Integrity Unit to ask it too. Not just about this email, but about the broader pattern of how Oxnard's unelected staff and elected council members have been coordinating their treatment of the city treasurer. Phil Molina is your elected city treasurer. A court has already ruled on his rights. A writ of mandate has already been issued. And yet the machinery of Oxnard City Hall keeps grinding away at him. And today a sitting council member picked up that machinery and used it as a political weapon, armed with a private distribution list he had no business possessing. The man who hands out the threats is on your ballot this November. Remember this moment when you get there. This is Eric signing out. We're bringing Oxnard's secrets out of the shadows and into the light, because transparency isn't just a word, it's a demand.